I know I might catch a little bit of grief on this one. Hamilton has a lot of great offerings currently in their current lineup. They have some really awesome old models too that are a little more challenging to acquire. But in their current lineup, I think this is the one. This is the top dog. I think if you're looking to get a Hamilton, you're looking at a field watch, I think you'd be hard pressed to beat this one. This is a really well built watch. I'm going to try to show it. I've shown the white one. I don't remember what I showed, but I've been wanting to get this one because I think this is the one that most people should get. As good as the bracelet model is, I just get the vibe this thing belongs on this green strap with the brown leather. This is how this one belongs. Here's the hang tag. I'll put a direct link down below. This is on loan from Trifecta Watches in Lafayette, Indiana. Big thanks to Jake and the crew, Mark, for working with the channel, constant support, giving us these great watches to video, offering incredible deals too. So tell them I sent you. All the information will be down below. Let's get into this watch. You probably already know it, so I'm going to regurgitate it anyway because it's a watch channel. What else are we going to do? We're going to talk about the watch. So the case on this, 40 millimeter. The lug to lug, 46.9. Thickness, 12.45. Those are some Goldilocks measurements, guys. I don't know if you're, up to speed on watch measurements, but those are solid. Those are perfect. 20 millimeter lug opening. Great for these straps. Maybe you want the bracelet. Sure, get the bracelet or whatever. I'm telling you, I think this is the combo right here. Whether you get the white dial or the black dial, this is the combo. 7.6 millimeter. That's a big crown. It's a non-screw down crown. But I want to show you this. When you pull this thing out, first of all, it's a no date. So obviously it's awesome. But when you pop this crown out, there is no play. That is rock solid. That is the most solid crown I have handled on a Hamilton that I can remember anyway. It is a tank. I get the feeling this watch is built like a tank. And usually their Khaki models are already pretty stout. So couple that with the fact we have the Goldilocks size. We have 100 meter water resist, and we're going to have pretty good lume on this too. I'll show you that at the end. But even more importantly, you have an exclusive movement that ETA made just for Hamilton, I think, to use in this watch. I don't know if we're going to see it in other watches, but it's called the H23. It is a power reserve mechanical. So like it's automatic though. So there is a rotor. So like if you just wear it and you do hand movements and you go about your day or whatever, it's going to wind it. But if you want to nerd out, you can take this 7.6 millimeter crown and you can look at your fuel gauge right there, just inboard of the 9 o'clock. You can go ahead and wind this thing up and you can watch it be like, yeah, I'm going to top off the tank. That's a lot cheaper than $3 a gallon. There you go. Boom. So also, you have the 24-hour track. That is interrupted with the fuel gauge, but what isn't interrupted is the symmetry of the dial as far as the hour markers. All 12 Arabics are represented uninterrupted. That is clean. There's no date. There's no messing around with any of that. I like the dial layout. Hamilton with their Hamilton logo up top. Power reserve 80 hours. Swiss made. Very much the right amount of busy on the dial, if that makes sense. Because you can get too plain on a dial. I'm looking around at other watches. I'm afraid to start doing comparisons, but you can get really too plain. Even Hamilton gets pretty plain. And sometimes they get too busy. For example, look at the Khaki King. I love the Khaki King. You guys know that. It's one of my all-time favorite Hamiltons. But I get why some people are like, yeah, but the day date up top kind of like chops into everything. You got no 12 up there. The 11 and the 1 is interrupted. So it's a little messy, right? I get it. Still an awesome watch. And that only has 30 meter water resist. So this thing reigns champ, I think, in pretty much all cases. The Khaki King, a little more dressed up. This thing is going to be your rugged, everyday field watch. That's what it's built for. That's what it performs as. Price point on this thing, your sub $1,000 mark, $945 is the retail currently. That's a snapshot in time. If you're watching this video 3 years from the time I make it, odds are this thing's probably going to be $1,100. So keep that in mind. But either way, you can reach out to Trifecta, tell them I sent you, and you can negotiate yourself, maybe you get a hat out of the deal or something, you know, a little bit off, maybe some swag or something like that, because they have swag. Hamilton puts out a lot of cool swag. Let's pop this on wrist. Sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I'll take swag over a discount, because some of the stuff these manufacturers put out as swag is pretty creative and ultimately ends up being rare, because the only way you can get it is from your authorized dealer. That goes all the way from the top down, or definitely, I don't want to say Rolex is top, but like some of that Rolex swag is pretty bonkers. Like if you're in the market and you're buying Rolex, obviously you're not getting a discount, but you know, if you have a good story, or just like, you know, you have a good relationship or something like that, try to grab some of those, like wallet or knife or hat or, you know, whatever they got. Try to grab that. And that goes for Hamilton too. It goes for any of the brands. If the AD is holding back a little bit of swag, instead of asking for a discount, be like, do you have any of that weird Hamilton stuff? Look at that on wrist. That's perfection. That is beauty. And the one thing I really like about Hamilton straps, I'm borderline. You can see I just barely tuck, but I don't have to like go and then flip back over and everything. I think they make their straps for like normal people to just like wear it without having all that extra little floppy bits you got to deal with. So like you just put it on. You just wear it like a regular watch. This watch is going to be on a lot. I think this is going to be, for the most part, one of their most popular automatic watches. They have some quartz watches too, I think are very popular amongst muggles, but amongst us watch nerds, I think this is definitely a watch to really focus on. So let me get this off wrist. I'm sure they're going to do some other colorways. They got the white and the black. I think the response on that is going to be great. So who knows? We might see some blue. We might see some green would be really cool. That green dial that Hamilton does is really good. I can't think of any other combos, but let's check out the lume. Excellent lume on this thing, hour, minute, seconds. And then, of course, you actually have a little bit of lume on the power reserve. I think the miss here, if we're going to pull anything out of this thing, is why didn't they lume the Arabics? I mean, I know they're a little bit patina colored look and stuff like that, but the technology's out there. I mean, you're a Swatch Group brand. Like, Omega is in that same group, and they do killer lume with the kind of faux patina. So Hamilton, I'm going to call you out on this one. Lume those Arabics. I expect nothing less on version 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Tell Trifecta I sent you. I'll see you on the next one.